Hey, this is Life with Sean Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is part 2. My dad sent us away. Let's watch the video.
This is part 2 of the day that I found out that I was going into foster care at the age of 14. And it was all because of my father. If you didn't watch the first part, you might want to go catch up so you can understand. Like I said, this caused a domino effect on my family. It kind of ruined us, traumatized us. My sister ended up going to jail for murder, and my older sister ended up overdosing. So this is part 2 of that story. But when they kick us out, my brother goes and live with my auntie, but I'm still in foster care. So they bring me to this group home, and it's like a bunch of cabins. It's a bunch of little, I don't know how to, it's like a bunch of little cottage cabins, like all around. It's like this big old, I'm gonna try to find a picture for y'all so y'all can see it. But they took me there, and I told them, I'm not staying here. I'm not getting out this car. Y'all gonna have to find me a foster parent. Like, I did not want to be in a group home at all whatsoever. There was nothing they can do. There was nothing they could say to make me stay at this group home. So I stayed in the car the entire time. The ladies, my caseworker's calling them, and she's like, she's not getting out of the car. I don't know what to do. So they put me in a hotel for about 3 days. They had this lady come down to the hotel. The director of the group home, come down to the hotel and talk to me and let me know that, hey, this is only a temporary thing. Once your behavior gets better, you could possibly get into a foster home and do the things that you would like to do. But for now, this is what you have to do. And she was so sweet. So she convinced me to go to the group home. And the group home was about 1 hour and 30 minutes from where I used to live. So we are secluded. We even had to go to school they had a school at the group home. Like, we couldn't even go to public school. They had a school at the group home where we lived at. In this group home, you're not allowed to have any cell phones. You can only call home and speak to your family once a week. And before you speak to your family, you have to be there for 30 days. So it was literally like damn near a halfway house. Like, they were institutionalizing us at 16. So I got there. I was there for about 6 months. In the beginning, y'all, it was so rough. I didn't want to get out of bed, which they made me. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything because it was so traumatic. And it's like, I was just so upset that my auntie did not get me out of foster care. She chose to get my brother and not us. So I was dealing with that. I was dealing with having to go to a group home when it was not my fault. But in between this time, we are working through therapy. We are going to court. We are trying to connect back as a family. We're having visitations. We're doing all of this. And as we're in therapy with my mom, my sister, something just triggered me. We were talking about something triggered me. And before I went to foster care, I was molested by my mom's boyfriend, and I was molested by my dad's uncle. And to this day, y'all, they swore up and down he didn't do it. He never did that to you. He's dead now. He's the first one that died. No. Does that sound like karma or what? He's the first one that died. But to this day, they don't believe me or my sister. I never told my mom that her boyfriend molested me, but Mom, if you see this, it was Mario. He would come into my room every night, and I would just be stuck. You know, like, if you ever been in this situation, you know how your body tenses up and you just get stiff. Like, what is happening? Like, it's an out-of-body experience. Mind you, I'm probably 6 years old at this time. And how do I explain it without... So I don't know if he would drug my mom at night. I don't know what he did at night to her, but she would not wake up at night. I even screamed one time, and he put his hand over my mouth, and she didn't hear me. So I think that he was drugging her at night, and he came into my room. He also did it to my older sister. I'm not sure if he did it to my other sister, but my older sister did end up telling, and my mama did kick him out. I do give her credit for that because she did get on his ass and kick him out. But back to what he did to me. So he would come into the room. Mind you, we have a bunk bed. So I'm on the bottom bunk. My sister's on the top bunk. So he come into the room, pull my underwear down, and give me oral head. And at this time, I'm 6 years old. I don't know what's going on. My body is stiff. I'm not even reacting to it. I'm acting like I'm asleep. So, just a little backstory. And so he molested me, and I never told my mom. But let me get back to the therapy part. As we are in therapy, okay, there was something that was brought up that triggered me because my mom used to beat us with extension cords, belts, hangers. Like, she used to beat us. I remember this one time she beat us because she thought we lied, and there was nothing that you could do to tell her that we were not lying. And she beat us really bad. So it was something in therapy that was brought up, and I just went off on my mama. I just went full blown off. And at this time, I'm in foster care. You can't whoop me. You cannot touch me. So, and I knew that. So I used that to my advantage. So I said what I wanted to say to her. I said some really mean things, but she said mean things to me also. And then after that therapy meeting, I was like, yeah, I'm never going back home with her. If I go back home with her, she's gonna fuck me up, and I know it. So I never went back to her house. I told the judge I would rather stay in defects. I don't want to go home with her. Eventually, I did get accustomed to it, and I ended up making a few friends that I still talk to this day. Some of the house moms I don't want to say talk to, but they follow me on social media, and we talk from here and there. So I was there for about 8 months. I worked the program. Like with this group home, it really sounds like it's a fucking halfway house. Cause you gotta work the program to get out of there. Like it's levels to this shit. Like I think it was a level 1, level 2, level 3. Once you got to a level 3, you could actually go out of the group home, go out to outings, and do all the fun stuff that they had. Once I got to that level, I was like, oh, this shit kind of cool. I like it here. But as hard as it took to get to that level, they can take it from you just like that. And it took me about 3 months to get to a level 4 to where I was able to go out to the community and do outings. And then I did something. Okay, I remember what I did. We were all planning to run away from this group home and just go live our best lives. So we planned to run away. So as we're running away, they get in the car and they start following us. And the lady got out the car, left the car running, y'all, door wide open. So you know what I do? I get in the car and I start driving that motherfucker. I ain't driving far, y'all, because I ain't know how to drive. I drove it to the stop sign because once I realized, I was like, why the fuck am I in this car? Let me get out this car. So I got out of the car, but I was so angry and I was so upset. And it was because that they took my level 4 back down to a level 1. So that means I can't do anything. Nothing. So I grabbed a rock and I threw that bitch through the window. The girls that know. If you see this video, girl, I need you to comment on it because I don't want people to think I'm lying. So I grabbed the rock and I threw the rock through the window, busted the window wide open. So after that, they was like, oh no, she's a liability. She has to fucking go, okay? So after that, they found me. They call it a respite. And a respite is somewhere that you go until you find your permanent placement. So they found me a respite. Okay, so like I said, after I got kicked out of the group home, I did end up going to a respite where they had to find me a placement. So I was probably there for about a week. And it was about 5 minutes away from my mom's house. So the lady would allow me to go to my mom's house and see her and go back. At this time, we were trying to get our relationship back on track. At this time, I'm 16 now. So I've been in foster care for 2 years. My mom knows that I don't want to go home. She's kind of heartbroken about it. But I feel like I was better off in foster care because I didn't go without food. They got me nice clothes. living with my mom, she used to sell her food stamps, so we would have food for like 2 weeks, and at the end of the month, like, we would just be surviving off bread and ketchup, literally. Um, and she wouldn't buy us new clothes. We always had to go to the Goodwill to get clothes. So getting into foster care and being able to, they took me like on a $500 shopping spree when I first got in foster care, because when they took us, we didn't have anything. And then not going hungry. You know, I didn't have to go hungry while in foster care. I mean, I did have that first placement where the lady wasn't feeding us, but after that, I didn't have to go hungry no more. So like I said, we're working on our relationship. They ended up finding me a placement. And in this placement, it was a man and it was his wife. His wife was foreign and he was African. And his wife would go out of the country and it would just be me and him in the house, and I was just very uncomfortable in the house. I had sickle cell, but at this time, I just wanted stability. I didn't want to keep moving around and moving around and moving around. I finally got to a nice high school that I loved. I made some friends. So he would do weird stuff, like I would have a robe on and I would walk by and he would lift up my robe. And I used to be like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just kidding with you. Like shit like that. And then so I have sickle cell. So there was this one day where I was in my room because I couldn't go to school that day. And mind you, his wife is out of the country, y'all. So he comes in my room and he lays behind me like he wanted to do something. And like I said before, when it's happened to me the first time, my body just gets stiff. I can't talk. I couldn't do anything. If you've ever been assaulted, you know this feeling. You know that when something like, I don't know if it's just me, but my body froze up. I'm not able to talk. I'm not able to speak. I'm not able to do any of that. So I guess he sensed that and then he left my room, but I did not tell my caseworker, because like I said, I wanted stability. How I ended up leaving that place, he had some chocolate in the refrigerator and I ate it, and not knowing that it was alcoholic chocolate. So he found out, he brought the chocolate in the living room and he threw it at me. And he cursed me out really bad. And I'm just like, and I started crying because I was, at this point, I'm in fear for my life. Because it's just me and you in here. You didn't already try some shit with me. And now you throwing shit at me and cursing me out. So I called my caseworker and I let her know everything that was going on. And then I finally told her, you know, he did this. But they don't believe foster kids. And they were just like, so when he did it, why didn't you tell us? What do you mean? I am tired of moving and moving and moving. That's why I didn't say anything. So they never believed me. He's still a foster parent to this day. And I'm going to post his picture. Come back for a part 2, y'all, because it's about to get deep. I'm sorry. Come back for a part 3 because it's about to get deep, okay?
Any chance I got, I would have ran away because this is not the way I want to live. Know that my family is all falling apart. And, you know, like, how would you feel about something like that? Would you be able to handle it, or would you just start crashing out? Now, what do y'all think about this video? You know what to do. Comment below. More videos are on the way. This is Life with Sean Renee, and I'm out. Bye.